the Pilates core strength workout. I'm going to be demonstrating 5 repetitions of each exercise. So in order to increase the challenge, you can increase the repetitions to 10 or 15 for each exercise. Also, you can replay the workout and do all of the exercises 2 or 3 times. Peel down and walk out with spider legs. Starting in your standing position, tuck the chin, roll the body down, bending the knees if need be to get the hands to the mat. Walk out into your plank, spider leg up, walk it back. Unroll the body, that's 1. Roll down, walk out, plank, spider leg, roll it back up. 2. Roll down, walk out, spider leg, walk back up. Down. And 1 more. Holding a plank at the end and going right into our internal rotation. So taking the right knee to the left elbow and back out, and then switching. Trying to stack those hips one on top of each other with the twist. That was 4 and 5. Drop down to the knees, pull back into child's pose for a little rest. Our next exercise is the snake and twist. We're going to add a modification here. So we're going to start and end in a plank, taking the right hand, straight leg, lifting the hips up, right hand goes towards the left ankle, and then just back into plank, and then switch, left side, and then back. Right hand twists and goes to the left ankle, left hand towards the right ankle. You really want to work on getting a nice twist as you go up underneath. Two more to each side. Last one. And back into plank, coming down onto hands, working for the cat-cow stretch, which with an exhale, we push the spine up towards the sky. Rounding the back. And then on the inhale, we let the belly drop down towards the mat, pushing the tailbone out, getting a good stretch in the spine, and then push back up. And down. Keeping your spine nice and limber is a really good way to stay in good shape with good flexibility. Spine helps us in most movements, so you want to have a nice healthy spine. And we'll do one more, top to bottom. And then coming back to middle. Our next stretch will be thread the needle, so we're going to take that right hand, thread it through, coming down to the right shoulder, and laying down either on the right cheek or the forehead. The left hand can stay on the ground, or you can bring it up to the hip to start a rotation, or bring it all the way up to the sky. Never push yourself into pain during a stretch. You should let the body ease into the stretch. Pushing through the left hand to return to your starting position. We'll do the other side. Left arm threads through. Back up to starting position. From here, we're going to go into side plank crunches. So we're going to drop down onto the right forearm. We're going to straighten out the legs. Now here the modification is to keep the bottom leg bent and the knee on the ground. In order to increase the challenge, we'll straighten out both legs, keeping them in a scissor position, meaning one leg in front of the other. We'll drop the hip down to the ground and then raise it up towards the sky. Down and up. Down We'll do 2 more, keeping those hips stacked. And down for 5. And coming back down. If you're only able to do 5 crunches on each side, that's okay. This is a rather challenging exercise, so 5 is a really great number to start at. We'll go towards the other side, so left forearm on the ground, scissor the legs. Whatever modification you did on the right side, you want to repeat on the left side, unless for some reason you have an injury that prevents you from doing that. Coming back up, hips stacked, up towards the sky, down to the ground. Up and 2. Up, 3, keeping that shoulder relaxed. 4, up, and 5. Nice work. Bringing those legs back around. We're going to roll over onto our back for the single leg stretch. So we'll bring the right knee up into the chest as that left leg extends away from the body. Stretching and pulling that knee in towards the head, neck, and shoulders, and then switching the legs. Noticing that I'm keeping my torso pulled away from the mat, continually engaging the abdominal muscles, pulling and stretching one knee in as the other leg lengthens away from the body. One more on each side. Bringing the knees in for a rest. From here, we'll work into the corkscrew, so hands will come down on either side. Legs are going to come up to a 90-degree angle. You can drop them slightly for a little bit more challenge. We're going to take both legs and circle them around to the right, and then we'll circle around to the left. So every time you get back to the starting position, you're going to circle in the opposite direction. This exercise is plenty challenging without adding the modifications. And we'll finish off here, and again bringing the knees in for a stretch. Our next exercise will be a rotating double leg stretch. Arms and legs will go away from the body, and then as we pull together, we're going to rotate the knees to the right as the arms go to the left. Back out, and then rotate as we come up. So we're getting a slight rotation in the torso every time we pull up. Two more to each side. Very nice. From here, we're going to do a lower back stretch. So we're going to drop the feet back down to the ground, keeping the knees bent. We're going to take that right leg and cross it at the ankle over the left knee. Hands are going to come out to either side, palms facing down. And we're going to go ahead and drop that foot over to the left. So we're getting a nice stretch through the lower back, the right hip. Maybe even you'll feel it all the way down the right leg. And just hold for a couple of nice deep breaths. Trying to keep the right shoulder down towards the ground. Pulling the legs back up to the starting position, uncrossing the leg, crossing the left leg over the right knee, and then dropping down to the right side. And then bringing the legs back up and out front. So we start in a Superman with our hands and feet off the ground, and we're going to roll our body to the left side into banana. Keeping the feet and hands up, and then we go back to Superman and then banana to the other side. One more. Into our plank swimming. So hands under the shoulders, legs outstretched, and we're just going to move the legs up and down without moving the rest of the body. To add a challenge, you can take the hand and leg out. You want to slow it down a little, because that adds a tremendous amount of challenge. And then back down to the knees and into child's pose. So we back up and going into a seated position. We'll go into our seated twist. So the legs are going to stretch out in front of us, hip width or wider apart. Sitting up nice and tall, keeping that spine erect. The hands are going to come out to either side, palms facing forward. Nice exhale as you twist. And then back to middle. The idea with the seated twist is to get as far as you can. Think of it like a stretch. Keeping that back straight. One more to each side. Then back to middle. You can do a forward spine stretch down towards the ankles or toes. Come into our pigeon stretch with a twist. I find one of the easiest ways to set up from this is from a plank position. So we'll take that right knee up towards the right hand. And then we'll lengthen that left leg behind us, dropping the toes so that the shoelace side of the foot is down on the ground. And you want to really just try and relax the hips, but keep them parallel to the ground. And then from here, if you feel that you can start moving down towards the ground, go ahead and do that. That will increase the intensity of the stretch. So if you need to stay up here, that's absolutely fine. If you're able to start coming down to the forearms, that's when we'll add the twist. So with the right knee up, we're going to take the left hand, thread it through, and then come on down to the shoulder. Coming out of this, we'll take that right hand, place it under the shoulder, push back up. Coming back up onto both hands, we'll tuck the toes of the left foot and come back into our plank. Reset, and then we'll take that left knee up. Drop that right leg back behind us. Remember to let the toes relax. And then it's staying here if that's enough of a stretch, or if you can come on down, we'll take that right arm, thread it through, and drop down to the shoulder. And then coming back up onto both hands, tucking the toes, coming back out into lay all the way down onto the mat. Taking the right hand out at about face height, keeping that arm straight and the palm facing down. We're going to push into that left hand so that we push away from the ground. It's very important to note that you want to keep the front of the right shoulder down on the ground at all times. Only push as far as your body's able to let you go. Coming back down, we'll switch arms so that left arm comes out, right hand up underneath the shoulder, and pushing up. And then coming back down, and coming all the way back into a child's pose. You deserve a nice break. Good work. Remember that in order to increase the challenge, do each exercise 10 repetitions, and then also if you want to repeat this workout, you can do it 2 or 3 more times through.